Well, What the Who? What the Who? That was a band. I just feel like talking to the camera because I'm a crazy fucker. That's what crazy fuckers do in this generation, where everything is in isolation. So we just talk to ourselves and pretend that someone else is going to be watching. Yes, Moneypenny. Yes, Moneypenny. It's Roger Moore here. Yes, Moneypenny. I must say, Moneypenny, your fellatio technique has really improved over the years, and that is to be applauded. 007. Yeah, I like messing around with little voices. I was thinking of I was seeing a photograph now on the TV guide of David Niven. And, David Niven, he was nothing if not dapper. He was very dapper, very. Hello, I'm David Niven, yes, and I'm terribly nice and terribly polite. In fact, I would never be so rude. But only if I was in one of those war movies and being rude to the Germans. No, I'm totally mad about old movies, and I watch these things on Sky Art channel of all the old movie stars and directors, and I can't get enough of that shit. It really makes me happy. And then of late I discovered this Wes Anderson, who's a new cat on the scene, and he's 50, and so I got 5 years on him. He can call me daddy. No, yeah, so, and I didn't know about him before. Just a few months ago I discovered him, and discovered that he's been doing some pretty amazing shit, in my opinion. That could go down in history with other really great shit. You know, there's a reason why we remember the great ones. Over time, in the moment, we don't have that perspective, but it's like in the old days there were classical composers, but no one knows about them because maybe they were good as well. I think it's just also a matter of luck whether or not people will listen to you. It's like I did these 2 piano pieces now, which I've put on SoundCloud, and just expressing my emotions in this very bizarre moment in time we seem to be in right now. I'm not sure anybody really knows what's going on. If they do, they got better information than me, and I'm not sure, but I have my own ideas. That's all I can say. And, you know, and it's amazing. I don't have any anger with other people with their views, but people get terribly angry with me sometimes because I think because I'm, you know, if you hit a nerve, if you hit the subconscious, and something in the other person feels, you know, it's too much to give up a certain view or a certain way of seeing things. It's a huge thing to suddenly just say, okay, I'm ditching that now. Right? It doesn't work like that. People, they get entrenched. And I've seen it now. That's, if anything, what I've learned living this life is that. And not to be that kind of person makes it terribly difficult. And growing up around people who see things that way and you don't, it's quite a challenge. And I think there are many with the same experience. Just try and loosen my neck a bit. It's a bit stiff. I live quite a sedentary life where I try to walk for 2 hours every 2 days. This is my pattern now. I was swimming, but that costs money. And it's like, you know, and I just don't have the money anymore, basically. But that was useful this cold weather because we just walked to the inside pool. And now even, quite frankly, I wouldn't go to that pool because they're part of the city council and, well, as far as I'm concerned, what their policies have been Not right. That's all I have to say. Yeah, so something other funny, you know, I think that's something else I want to record. I can't seem to find a way to plug a mic into the computer, my friend and me, and which is an issue. Well, I have my sound card from my Mac, but it doesn't work on the PC someone lent me. So that's just my own boring details. So yeah, you know, I like also just study ideas, and I think that could do very good things, but I need to organize them. And like just people singing, just people singing songs. Neil Diamond singing Dylan. I tried that. I thought that was quite funny. Or could have like how does it feel? How many men does a man die before he That's not quite right, but Dylan singing. I didn't try that one yet. Dylan singing Sweet Caroline. At the reverse. Sweet Caroline. Yeah, that could work. So yeah, I mean, that's the other side of me, this comedic side, which is there, and that's why I write it on my Facebook information, that comedic writer, because I did write 2 scripts. This is already 10 years ago, and you know, maybe they need work. There's this guy I stayed with in LA 8 years ago who works with scripts, and he helped me a bit, and I just never got back to it again. And it's something I know I can do, and I love comedies. And you know, I shared on Facebook a while ago about, I think that Frank Oz has done many of my favorite comedies. He was actually a guy who was with the Muppets originally. He's originally English, but went to the States. And I mean, he's just done some of the most stunning movies. Death at a Funeral, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, In and Out. There are just a whole bunch. I think Bowfinger. He's done a whole bunch of really inspired. And then there's John Landis, who some people think, you know, so I noticed on one of his interviews there was some comments, murderer, because he was involved in this terrible incident, which happened just when I first came to Los Angeles. It was that summer, I think '84, and where someone got killed on the set, a guy called Vic Morrow, an actor. He was doing a film of the, whatever it's called, that thing. But he's done like some incredible ones, you know. Yeah, so I get inspiration from those kind of people, and now also this Wes Anderson, who's incredibly funny as well in certain moments. So anyway, I think I'm just, this was very spontaneous. I don't think what I'm going to do ahead. I just say, I feel like putting the camera on and see what this mouth moves, what words it forms. Right? And then we can all take this thing terribly seriously called life, and be terribly responsible and terribly, you know, that's what's the worst thing about these fucking politically correct globalist types, is they have no sense of humor. They take the fucking life force out of you if you let them, like the EU's done. Look at these socially engineered souls here in Holland, and it breaks my heart. They've had their life force extricated, and you get. I see that as well with these. Not to be anti-religion, but you get that sort of certain Calvinist energy here in the northern Netherlands, or maybe everywhere in the Netherlands. But when I go walks, I can detect it on people. It's this very anally retentive, judgmental, Spartan. Right? And it's just that whole fucking, and it's, I don't know if any other thing has the power to take out life force like that. That you just feel drained, you feel, and that's what's happening, you know, and I'm sure there are wonderful people in that faith. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I'm just making my observation. This year, it's all about people who want to control our life force and keep us down energetically, and I think it's pretty obvious. If you haven't noticed that, well, I'm not sure you're looking right. You're looking properly at information, my dear friends. So I'm going to bid you adieu. It's a Friday evening. I'll probably have a beer, watch an episode of Magnum. No, I don't think I'll do that, but something, whatever relaxes me. My flight simulator with music can be very nice. Sport, anything. Cricket. I love Test cricket. We're watching Australia, India now. This new match, deciding match, which is fascinating. But looks balanced. I watched the highlights this morning. I mean, I can watch half a session at night and go to bed. The time difference. And there's also England thumping Sri Lanka right now in Sri Lanka, which is quite boring. It's very one-sided. But England's a top team. My team, South Africa, is coming down. We're going through a rebuild, you could say. Well, we'll be all right. Okie dokes. Have a great and groovy Friday, my dearests.